So we will start with sixth module. Okay. So the sixth module is going to introduce us to the monitoring part of Azure. Right. So in Azure, we have a dedicated service, right? It's called as Azure Monitor. So you are going to find it. Monitor. You can find it here also, and generally it is favorited on the left hand side. So you can monitor all the resources from here. Every Azure resource can be monitored from here as well, or you can directly go into the console of that particular resource or the section of that resource and monitor it from there. Now, the first thing to see here is the activity log, right? Now, you might have observed this activity log in last 2 days only, although, and we just have a lot of errors here. Event grid. Okay, let's see 6 hours last week. Right. So this is kind of auditing, right? Whatever you are doing, whatever you are creating, right, in Azure, everything is getting getting audited, right? You are creating or you are modifying or deleting anything will be here. So here you can see I have a few operations and I don't know why all the operations have these operations have been failed. Okay. Anyways, so if you scroll down, you can see like I started the virtual machines or I validated something, deleted a few things, started health events, right? Yesterday we created audit policies and I think I did that day before yesterday. Okay, some action took place. Okay, so you are going to get the policy, the activities of your entire Azure account here, or Azure subscription, and these activities or these logs will stay here for 90 days. So if you want these activities, the audit, more than the 90 days, then they provide us, Microsoft provides us option to download these as CSV, right? Or what can I do? You can see this option, diagnostic settings. So you can create a diagnostic setting here that all the logs, right, be it administrative data related to any security log, any service health log, alert, recommendation, policy, whatever the data is related to all these categories, I can add a diagnostic setting and I can all logs, right? I can archive it to a storage account, right? Or you can stream it to an event hub, or you can send it to log analytics, right? I will talk about log analytics in a little while. And what data do you want to send? All the data, or do you want to filter out, or like you can select only few of them, not all? Just archive it to a particular storage account. In a particular storage account, I can select the one which we created yesterday. I can use that 1411 and click on OK and click on save. I will So in case you want these for a longer period of time for anything, for analytics or for viewing, for any kind of purpose, you can we can archive them to the storage account. And apart from here, you can also see the activity logs for particular resource groups. Like we can see it for AZ-103 RG. Whatever we have done from, activity log. Whatever we have done from past few 2 days actually. So time span, I want to say it for last 24 hours, or let's say last week. Right? So all the logs will automatically be there. Right? Any errors, any warnings, any information, all kind of data is here. Right? And apart from the resource group, you can go to the particular resource like the virtual machine as well, and you can see the log data here. Right? You have a lot of data here, and you can create the diagnostic setting for each of the resources, although it is not required, right? Like I might have created it someday, and again this was created a long time ago, but you can create it, right? You can create it particularly for this virtual machine also. Or what I did, I went directly to the monitor and I created the diagnostic setting or archived all the logs to the storage account. Right. And then we can also analyze them using the log analytics, which we will talk today about. Then after the activity log, we have alerts and metrics. Right? So first we can see the metrics. Now metrics will show you the performance of your resources, right? Like of your virtual machine or your load balancer or your network interface. So first of all, we will select the scope. Scope is of what do you want to measure, the resource you want to measure the performance of. Okay, so I will select virtual machine, and only in this subscription locations I only have resources in East US. So let's filter it out. Okay. And it's so I have two virtual machines here, HCL VM1 and HCL VM2, right, which we created day before yesterday. Let's click on apply. Although it will be good if you select one virtual machine at a time. Right? There is no use of selecting two machines at a time. Okay, so HCL VM1 and virtual machine, I want to measure the performance. So what do you want to measure? Let's say we will have the percentage CPU. So this is a percentage CPU in last 24 hours. We created the virtual machine day before yesterday. So let's observe it for last 48 hours. Okay, I think I have quite a good graph here. Maximum which we have used, that's 90.88%. Right? You can change the type of chart you want. You have the options here. Apart from this, you can also add multiple metrics. And why is it not allowing me to add? Okay, generally it allows you to add multiple metrics in the same chart, or I can create a new chart from here. That is your old chart. And for same virtual machine, I want to measure the write bytes per second. uh, average or minimum or maximum, whatever you want to measure. Again, this is for the last 48 hours. Okay. This 3.4 megabytes per second. And see, why is this not giving me the option? Okay. Right, I had to, it is definitely possible. We can add multiple metrics to the same chart. Disk write operations, read operations. We don't have a lot of that. It's just a flat line. Okay, you have some data here. Right. So you can create these charts, see the metrics, and then we can also create alert rules. Right. Now you can create an alert rule directly from here either, or I can go to the dedicated alert section. So you do it either from here or from here, or what we can do is we can go directly to the virtual machine section, and you can scroll down and we have the monitoring section here, right? Every resource will have a monitoring section. So I can go to the alerts section and we can click on manage alert rules. If there will be any existing rules, I will be able to see here. We can create a new rule. Before creating a new rule, we can create a action group. Action group will define what action you want to take when a particular alert is triggered. So click on action group. So let's say action group 1, can give it a short name and same subscription. I want to keep it in the same resource group. So this is action 1. Action 1 will be, what do you want to do? Do you want to email someone? Do you want to send a SMS? Do you want to run a PowerShell script or any kind of script for that matter? You want to call any URL? You want to call anything what you want? You can also connect this action group to your ticketing service, right? There's an option of ITSM here. So what do you want to do, right? Run a runbook, which is some script in Azure. Functions, serverless code you want to run, email, ITSM, logic app, or you want to call any web source. Okay. For now, I'll go for a simple email, SMS, or push service. And click on this and you write the email of my name and click on OK. Right, you can define multiple action groups. Like apart from email, you might also want to run a run book, or you might also want to email someone else. Right, so you can create multiple action groups, and we click on OK. This creates a action group. Guys, anyone else? My We are done. Created an action group, right? So you can create multiple action groups, right? If you want to email different people, or you have entirely different alert. Uh, let's come back to the rule section, and now we will create a alert rule. So since I was already in the HCL VM1 section, right? So automatically, when I try to create an alert rule, the resource is already selected. Right? So select the resource, and then we select the condition. At what condition you want to create an alert. So let's say if percentage CPU over the last 6 hours, 24 hours. Okay. So operator greater than, so what do you want to measure? The maximum CPU percentage, it goes, threshold value is, let's say, 75%. So whenever my condition becomes, whenever the CPU percentage is greater than 75%. Now, the CPU percentage will be evaluated every 1 minute, right? And it will be aggregated for every 5 minutes, like the average out of 5 minutes. So that is the basis of evaluation. And we click on done. That is a one condition, and that will cost you $0.1, 7 rupees. And you can add a maximum of 2 conditions in a particular alert rule. So disk alert, disk write bytes, it's already 574.49. I think that should be maximum one. Yeah, total one. Okay. So the maximum threshold value. So this was 172 MB, right? We can this is 10,000 bytes. Okay, we can add a custom value. So whenever the disk write bytes is greater than, we have written 1,000 bytes. So that will be almost only 1 MB actually. And again, the same frequency of evaluation, and click on done. And now you can observe that the add option is disabled, and there is information also that you can only add 2 metrics, 1 log or activity log signal alert rule. And if you want to have more signals, so you need to create more alert rules there.
Chavi,
And yes, sir. Hello.
so we just want to ask this two rule application is only for this VM which we have created. I think if
Yes.
we can select some different VM, maybe it is having some different number of alerts.
No, 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 no. So this is Azure alerts. This is a feature of Azure alerts, not only of this virtual machine.
Okay, so maximum two, only maximum two can be configured
Yeah,
at a
like
time.
in a single rule, you can only add 2 conditions. So if you want to create alert on more conditions, so yes, you will have to create more rules then.
Okay, so these are in a single rule.
Yes, this is a single rule. I'm creating a rule here, right? Alert rule. So a single rule, 2 conditions can be added.
So, so we can create multiple rules.
Of course, you create as many as you want.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And then for this resource, based on these conditions, what do you want to do? What action do you want to take? So here we will choose that action group which we just created, action act group 1, and that's it. That's you have to do. You select the resource on which you want alert. You specify the condition when you want alert, and then you specify what do you want to do when the alert is triggered. and we give it a name, 1, and you can define the severity. How severe is this particular situation? So like it's not that severe, right? So you can put random number here and we click on create alert rule. Click on manage alert rules to see if there are that is your rule, and if something will happen, so you will be able to see the notification, the email will be there, right? So you can create it for every resource, like you can go to the another virtual machine, or I can go to the or we create storage accounts yesterday. So you can go to the storage account, and in the storage account also you can again scroll down, and we will be working with this monitoring section. We have the alert or the metrics section, and this storage account, right? So you can measure specific services also, specific blobs, specific file queue table, right? Every type of service here will have a bit of they can be same also, same metrics also, or different metrics also. Used capacity, so how much capacity is used, it's only showing me the average, 23.1 megabytes. So I can create an alert rule here. It's not selecting the target for me. Come to alerts. We can create an alert rule here also for the storage account, that when the used capacity of used capacity will stay same. Used capacity is greater than or equal to, let's say, how many bytes we have to define, right? So this will be your 1 KB. You can really define a very, very big number here. Let it be 500. That's 5 KB, MB, and GB. So you will get a alert when the value or the storage used capacity is this much. Aggregation granularity, you get this during 1 hour for this, and frequency evaluation, I need not evaluate it every minute, right? It's the storage. So maybe I'll do it every 30 minutes. Click on done. That's it. Also, if you want to see anything else, transactions, how much transactions are happening, any latency is there. So we have a latency here of 17.69 settings, milliseconds, not seconds. Okay. So, okay. Geography, primary, if you have any APIs, I'm not using any APIs here, authentication. Okay, different metrics will have different options here. So let's say that if the latency is coming to be more than, let's say, 60 milliseconds, or we can increase this number, let's say 300 milliseconds, then you will be getting a alert. Again, sir, I'm sure you can observe here that we still have only two options, right? I cannot add more than two metrics here or two conditions. And this is a storage account. So it doesn't
Yes.
matter which resource is it, uh, you cannot use more than.
So
And I
can
can
we create a
use,
single rule for multiple resources in a single shot?
so I think that will be, okay, you already the storage account is selected here. I won't be able to select another. See, it will change. Select, I have to choose one at a time. Or, wait, I don't think all of this is possible. Let's select the action group here.
No, my question is, suppose we have a means 100 VMs.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to create a one rule for those 100 VMs. So
Yeah, I got your point. Uh, wait. That's what I was. Yeah, here you can do it. You go to the monitor. Can you see this? Targets. I was in the storage account at that time. So in within the storage account, it was not allowing me to, of course, in storage account, I'm creating alert only for that particular storage account. So here it was not possible. Here it was only one source and something failed here. But yes, what you are saying, you can do that. You go to the monitor,
mhm.
click on alerts, and again we click on new alert rule. Let me try to now create a alert on the storage account from here. Storage accounts. And why is it still not allowing me? Hmm, allowing me to do it. Okay, all storage accounts. Okay, you can do it like this. Hmm. Which I have, what I've done, I've just selected the resource group. Under that resource group, whatever storage accounts are there, all are selected. And now I can add a condition. Please delete storage account, remove storage account. And here the metrics are entirely different. Data log. Okay, so this is an alert that whenever the activity log has an event with category, administrative, signal name, storage account failover. Whenever your storage account will fail over from the primary to secondary, this will generate a alert. But here I am getting, and here only one is allowed because this is one activity log signal. So two metrics, one log and one activity log signal is allowed. Or you can select dedicated virtual machines, HCL VM1 and HCL VM2, and now add a condition. Okay, again, only one condition is allowed if I am selecting multiple resources.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have these limitations here. It means again, if you want to apply different conditions, you have to create as many rules for, but you can select multiple VMs here. Sorry, rule 5. Save alert to this. And you can reuse the action groups, right? Like I use the same action group with rule first rule also, and the rule which I have done here. Okay, taking time to refresh. Hmm. Okay, that is your that's it. That's your alerts and monitors. I'll talk about logs, and then we have service health. You can view the health of your services. If there is any plan going to be planned maintenance event, so you can see it here in planned maintenance section. So if for your subscription, if Microsoft has any kind of planned maintenance event, you'll be able to see that here. Any health advisories, any advice from Azure or Microsoft, again you'll be able to see that. Any security advisories, any health history of your services. I don't have anything here. Or you can come to the resource health. This will tell you a history of any health events which occurred on your resource. It will tell you the problem also, the health event also, and if there are any recommended steps. And there's a timestamp with every health event. So you will get to know that when that happened. It could be multiple times in a single day also. So you can observe this here.
Can you please download a PDF and show how it is looking?
Okay, let's download a PDF. So which resource is affected, resource type, location, availability status. That's it. I think my virtual machine was what? Switched off there?
Okay.
Yeah. The health of the virtual machine. Okay. that is your service health or resource health. And if there are any health alerts, so you can create health alerts as well. Service health alert. Okay, so under which subscription, for what service? Okay, I have selected all the service here. Regions, East US, and what type of event happens. If there's a service issue, there's a planned maintenance for a particular service or any kind of advisory. So you can opt to get an email, and I can still use my same action group which I created earlier. Let's create. Sometimes the GUI can take a few minutes to refresh. Okay. That was about the monitor. I hope we don't have anything left here. Monitoring service. Okay, we have Azure Advisor also. Right. There's a service of Azure Advisor. This is a free service. This will give you recommendations based on the best practices by Microsoft. This will tell you the problem or the best practice recommendation which you should follow. If you are following everything, it will say you are following all of the cost recommendations. So high availability recommendations. See, I do have a few data here. So it's say enable virtual machine backup to protect your data from corruption and accidental deletion. This is a recommendation that you can back up your virtual machine, and it will tell me that for which virtual machine is this advice, and do you want to postpone it or dismiss it. Recommended action, you can enable the backup. And now it's up to you whether you want to follow it or not. Then we had some related to security also. Monitoring agent should be installed on the virtual machine scale sets. That's again one of the recommendation. Data collect, scanning. Okay. Any remediation steps, how you can remediate this problem, any threats which could be there, might be there. And that is the virtual machine on which you, that is a resource which is unhealthy and which you can make healthy.
So is it asking for third-party monitoring tools?
No, it's not asking for third party here. No, in Azure only we have services. We have the security center and we have the log analytics using which we can monitor the machine. Monitoring agent, no, it is not a third party. It's just an extension of Azure.
Okay.
See, it's asking you to create a workspace, right? Workspace is log analytics. We're going to do that in next few minutes. Wait. See, manual remediation, it says select or create a workspace. Workspace comes in log analytics. Okay. Let's come back here. Diagnostic logs. Remember, just like I created diagnostic logs in the monitor for keeping all the activity logs in a storage account. It is saying you can enable it on virtual machine scale set, or I should enable diagnostic logs in Key Vault also. Yesterday we created a Key Vault and encrypted our storage account. Performance, right? So these are the 5 areas where they give us the recommendations, and if you're following everything, so they will say No recommendations. Operational excellence, create a alert. So now we have done that. Okay, but they are saying to create an alert on the subscription. Okay. Service health alert. I think we did it now. Then related to cost. So how related to cost? If there will be some resources which are unused, which you are not using, but they might be accumulating the cost. So you maybe Azure will recommend you to delete that resource so that the cost is not accumulated. Okay, so these are alerts, sorry, recommendations for my account here. Okay. Okay, alerts again, we have added the alert section here also. And configuration. So what do you want recommendations on and what do you don't want recommendations on? You can check or uncheck it from here.
Chavin, recommendation tab only, it was showing high and medium recommendations.
Yes,
What is the difference
yes.
between them?
So this is impact, how badly it can impact your infra. Like it is saying, I'm not monitoring my virtual machine scale set, right? So it is maybe possible I will not be able to, I won't be notified if something bad happens to my virtual machine, right? If the CPU
Okay.
goes very high or yeah, anything like that. So it is the impact, how badly this situation, which might occur, right? Of course, it is a probable issue which can happen. So how badly it will impact.
Okay.
Right. So advisories, right? All the recommendations. All right. What else we have? Metrics and logs. Log data. That's on data types. Azure Advisor. Seen that, I guess. Activity log. You can query. You can filter out the events. Event categories. And then we created alerts. Define the condition, define the alert rule, and we define the action group as well. Managing alert. These will be the states of your alerts, right? It might be a new alert or it has been acknowledged and administrator is reviewing it and closed when you have resolved the issue, right? So these kind of states will be there for your alerts. Okay, you might get this kind of chart, right? It will be visible if you have any kind of alerts here. You can see monitoring section. There will be something, so you'll be able to see that kind of chart here. Okay, the alert details. I think we're clear with how to create an alert. We have log analytics. Okay. So log analytics is a service where you can create a workspace. In that workspace, you will connect everything which is there in your entire Azure subscription or wait. Okay. So we have log analytics. Analytics. Now, as the name suggests, it is to analyze the logs of your entire Azure infra, right? Whatever resources you have created, log analytics can analyze the logs, right? Apart from the Azure infra, or apart from the Azure resources which you have created, it can also monitor your on-premises infra. So for log analytics, the first thing we have to do is create a workspace. Right? This will be your first step to create a workspace. Right? Workspace is just, you can say, a object to target all the resources. The second step here is to connect data sources. So from where the log analytics is going to collect the data which it will analyze. So what data sources we have? First of all, I have my Azure activity logs, right? So what we can do is that I can connect all my subscriptions to a particular log analytics workspace. I can connect my virtual machines, right? It could be your storage accounts in Azure, right? Or if you remember, when I was creating a diagnostic setting, there was an option to send the metrics of metrics which are collected in that diagnostic setting to the log analytics. So diagnostic settings of all Azure resources, right, which will also include the metrics like the CPU usage and memory usage and disk and network usage, all those things. Apart from the Azure, these are most of your Azure resources. You can connect on premises servers and client machines, whichever machine you want. Could be server or client, it could be anything, Windows or Linux, right? You can also connect this to any VM running in, let's say, another cloud, right? So let's say it could be a virtual machine running in AWS for Google platform, Google Cloud platform. Also, you can connect the data workspace to your SCOM server, right? So SCOM is your system center operations manager, right? When you connect it to SCOM, you can also connect it to your SCCM server, Active Directory servers, and WSUS servers, your update servers in on-premises, right? So what actually happens, we download a agent. Agent is downloaded on any machine in on-premises or uh, any other cloud. The agent is installed, and using that agent, we connect that machine to the analytics workspace. Now, after you have connected the data sources, it will take some time, right? Wait at least for half an hour or 1 hour to see some data, right? Otherwise, it does not show any data immediately. It does not. So after the data sources are connected, now you have to analyze it, right? And what we use to analyze, we have to use a query language here, right? Query language to analyze the logs, right? Now it is very easy, right? It's not rocket science, literally. So just like we use SQL query language, right? In SQL also we have tables, right? We have a database, SQL database. In that database we have tables. So we write a query that I want to retrieve this column from this table, right? Like that. Here also, there you will have a lot of tables. Right? And what does tables have? Tables have columns, right? So you just need to tell Azure Log Analytics that from which table what data you want, and you can filter out based on the column, that the column where the values are this or that, right? Columns and rows, of course. So let's create a log analytics workspace, and you might find it on the left hand side. It is not there. Let's type log analytics. Click on add. Right. We have to create a workspace here. So we'll create a new workspace. Let's say HCL workspace 1. Subscription. And location East US. And the pricing tier for this is pay as you go, or basically you're billed per GB of data. Right, the diagram here might help a little bit. So here is your log analytics workspace, right? And you connect it to Azure storage account. You connect it to virtual machines in Azure, right? This will be a repository with all, okay, we used to call it operations management suite, right? Maybe you can say a year ago, or there was a separate portal for this, and it's called as OMS, Operations Management Suite, right? It's kind of cloud version of SCOM, System Center Operations Manager. Then as you can observe, you can download agents on your on-premises machines, or you can connect to SCOM server as well, right? And any virtual machine running in any other cloud, right? It could be Windows, could be Linux, could be SCOM server, and could be your storage accounts in Azure. Not visible here. Right. That will be your workspace. Right. So the first thing which we have to do is we will scroll down and we will come to workspace data sources. So data sources will be connected. Come to the virtual machine section and enable your virtual machines. You just click on the VM and connect it. Click on connect. Click on the second virtual machine and click on connect. Right, make sure your virtual machines are running. If they're in a switch off state, you won't be able to connect them. So the virtual machines will be connected. I can connect my storage account. If your storage account is containing any kind of log files, click on add, choose the storage account like the diagnostics storage account. What kind of data type is there, events, and click on it. You can add the another one also. The second one, what kind of data, right? Again, I'll go for events. Okay. Right, they're installing agents on the virtual machine, so it can take some time for these to connect. Okay, so virtual machine storage accounts come to Azure activity log. So here, as you can observe, I can connect my subscription, right? I have 2 subscriptions here. I can connect either both of them. I'm currently working on this subscription. Your virtual machines are all in this subscription. Let's click on connect. So all the logs, all the activity logs of this subscription will be connected. Scope configurations. Here you can define configurations for your on-premises Active Directory, WSOS, or SCCM servers. Right. All the computers which you will connect using SCOM will automatically come in the scope here. Right. So how you will install the agent? Go up, scroll up, and there you'll be able to see advanced settings. In the advanced settings, you will get an option to download the agent on your other virtual machines. Right. So connected sources, you can connect Windows servers. You just have to go on your machine and download these agents and run these agents. You will need to provide the workspace ID, which will connect that machine to this workspace, and the key will be required. Or if your virtual machines does not have internet connectivity, so you can also download a gateway machine. So gateway will act kind of a proxy for all the machines in your environment on which you want to install the agent. Linux servers, again, same. Azure storage, CV connected to storage accounts. It is visible here also. And you can connect your SCOM server as well. Data, these will include your events, performance counters, event logs, and any computer groups. Now this will be from your, when you have connected SCOM server, then you can see these servers here. Okay, so that was advanced settings to connect your on-premises, and this is still taking some more time. My machine is in a running state, I guess. Yeah, anyways. Alright, it's still not visible. Done. Virtual machine, storage account, activity log, scope configurations, and then you have Azure resources. Now, what exactly we used to do here? We used to create the diagnostic settings. So we sort of did it, right, for the activity log. If you want to do it for other service set resources, click here. So now you want to create it for what? Okay, I have a Cosmos TV here. Let's do it for the load balancer, which we created day before yesterday. So for the load balancer, there will be load balancer alert events, probe health status, and all the metrics will be collected. And where do you want to send them? Load balancer. Send to the log analytics, which subscription and which workspace. Right. So like this, I can create diagnostic settings for other resources as well. Like let's say I want to create it for be your network interfaces. No, this is not my interface. Where is my interface? This is HCLVM1131. Okay, there's only metrics which can be sent. So this will be uh, diagnostic settings for the NIC VM1. Send to log analytics. So you can enable it for whichever resource you want, public IPs, network security groups, or network interfaces. I can also do it for vaults. We'll talk about vaults in a little while. Okay, let's come back. Okay, so that was your data source. And now you can just start searching. Click on logs. Okay, now see this is your workspace. On the left hand side, if you observe, this is the name of your workspace. Inside your workspace, you have a database. The database here can act, the name is log management, right? Managing or analyzing the logs. Now, when you open this, you will be able to see the names of all the tables in this particular sort of database, right? So these all are what? These are tables. And if you will open any one of this, let's say I open the alert. Under the alert, I will be able to see uh, the name of tables. Okay? These are the table names. Oh, sorry. These are the column names. Alert is a table, and under this are all the columns. So what you have to do, very simple syntax. Oh, I've again pressed. Okay, I'll write it again. So the log analytics query you have to do. Now log analytics query format. So you just have to start with the table name, right? And after the table name, you can use a pipeline character, and then you just start filtering it. For example, where then you write what column column name, where column name, and then you can use the operator, and then you write the what information you want this kind of query is to be written. See here. So I'll use the table name, that is alert, and this is very intelligent. It will give you here hints what you have to do. So I want that alert where, right? So alert was the table name where, and now what you have to write? You have to choose a column name where the alert name, alert rule, alert state, severity, value. I don't have any alert right now. So let's do one thing. Let's use Azure activity where let's say caller starts with. Now I might have a lot of activities here because almost all the things were did by me, but this might not return me anything because it is not yet it has not yet ingested data, right? So give this some time, like let's say half an hour around, and then we'll be able to see some results. Now, of course, it is possible we might not know how to use this, right? You might not know how to write some complex queries if you want to write, right? So what we can do is we have a lot of sample queries here. Here on the right hand side, you can see sample queries and query explorer. Click on sample queries. Some of very few sample queries are here. For example, computers availability today, list, heartbeats. So click on run. Okay, see, I have got some data here. So I wanted heartbeat where time generated, the heartbeat was generated 1 hour ago. Maybe if I change this 5 hours ago, I should get some results. Yeah, we have a lot of data here. Yeah, 15 items almost. And now what you can do, and you can observe that these are mostly from the two virtual machines which I connected, HCL VM1, and I'm also getting results from HCL VM2. Chart, no, there's not. The table was a better option. And what you can do now, you can export this to a CSV file, or there is also another option to export this to Power BI. Yeah, I think quite detailed information is given about each and every event here, each and every log. And it is not opening. Tenant ID, source, time generated, management group information, source computer ID, computer name, right? Type of information which we want. Okay, you have a lot of things here starting from the IP address. This is a longitude, this is the IP. Oh, sorry, this is the IP section. Okay, so that's it. And there was a second option, export. You can have a power, you can export it to Power BI also, right? For maybe your kind of a chart kind of information. Okay, let's try to run other queries. If we have close this one, sample queries for computer performance and caller. Okay, let's see if this one works now. Still not showing anything. We can wait for some more time. Okay, now these are very less queries. So what type today? Not yet. What you do, click on the query explorer. Here you have much more sample queries. Click on solution queries, log management. These are all types of queries which you can run. If not from here, you can also see them. Sorry, on here only. You will be able to see saved searches. So whatever search you do, any customized query which you write, you can also save it. Let's say I want all the events with level warning. You click on it, it will automatically convert into the query language and it will give you the results. Yeah, I'm not getting any results here for now. Okay. Anyways. Right. Can wait for some time. And you have option of saving the queries here, and also you can create alerts on these queries. So you have these options as well. And so that is how you are going to use the query, and I'm sure you can make very best use of this. Right. Okay. Also, we have a few more things here. Okay. So log analytics scenario, assessing updates and change tracking. Now, see, I have used the basic log analytics, right? Now, log analytics provides us some advanced solutions also, right? Those solutions, you will have to like kind of create them, buy them. Like they're already there and you have to buy them. And you will observe that those solutions can then also be managed using log analysis. Like you can analyze them. They will add their own databases here. Like you will observe right now, I just have these two options, functions and log management. Now what you do, come to the, okay, quick start. No, come to workplace summary. In the workplace summary section, okay, click on add, sorry. Now, when you click on add, you will be able to see a list of solutions. Now, these are some extra solutions which you can use for your virtual machine monitoring, right? Now, these can be third party also, or these can be provided by Microsoft also. As you can see, you have Microsoft also, and you have third party tools also. Now, what we will do before using this, I want to show you something. Come to the virtual machine section. These two things, assessing updates and change tracking. So you want to manage the updates which you are going to install on your Azure virtual machines. How are you going to do that? Right? So what you can do, you can use log analytics for the management of that. Right? We need to use log analytics actually if you want Azure to do that. So here in the virtual machine section, you have the operations area. In the operations area, you can find update management. You can find inventory change tracking. When you will open any of these, you will see that the log analytics account is a requirement for these features. Update management, so you can manage updates. Inventory will give you list of all the softwares applications which you are installing on this this server or this machine, right? Just like your SCCM server does. If anyone have used System Center Configuration Manager, it gives us inventory of our applications or softwares on all the machines. And there's change tracking. Whatever changes are happening uh, in your virtual machine, right? Could be file changes, could be registry changes, any kind of event changes or application software installation. Now, with these services, I also need with Log Analytics Workspace, I also need an automation account, right? So automatically the automation account will be created here. Right? Automation account is for automation purpose, for creating PowerShell or Python scripts. PowerShell or Python. Now, I'll enable this here, and you will be able to observe that in the log analytics section, automatically a solution will be added. You click on add, there is a solution related to update management and update compliance. Right? I can create it from here also, right? But it will not happen from here. So I'll go to the virtual machine, and you can enable this on all the virtual machines from here. There was an option. Click on update management, enable for VMs in this subscription. Click to select machines to enable. So I just have these two machines. Why I cannot enable? Existing. Yeah, I don't
I
have a
think you need to click
existing.
on, no,
Sorry, I don't have a
you
automation
need to click on
account.
that name.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah.
not able to do it. Not the default workspace. I am want to use existing workspace, and I actually don't have an automation account, right? That's why it is giving me the error. So what we will do, okay, you can do it for all at once, right? It is only because I don't have a automation account. So I will just enable for one VM at a time, and they will automatically create a automation account. But you do have option for enabling all the virtual machines. So that's another extra solution which you can opt for.
So for that, we need to pay extra to Microsoft.
No, the cost is for only the storage of logs. That's it. There is no such, at least for these Microsoft tools, there is no extra cost. The cost will be for storage, which will be storing the logs.
Okay.
And okay, this was for update management. Come back to the log. This was one extra service, right? Assessing updates. We can use a change tracking also. And there is, because actually what is happening, these solutions are just deploying agents on your virtual machine, and they're collecting logs. So the storage is for cost is for logs, storage of logs. Come to again back to workspace summary. Click on, you might be able to see something here in a few minutes. Click on add, and what else did we had? We had malware scan, anti-malware, sorry, not malware, anti-malware, anti-malware assessment. This anti-malware assessment will also perform a scan of your virtual machines, whichever are connected to this workspace. So you can enable multiple solutions. And you have third-party solutions also. Anti-malware one is done. Yes, right. You can see one solution, anti-malware assessment. It will take some time to connect to the server to perform malware assessment, and then it will give you a chart kind of dashboard kind of thing. Whatever solutions you have opted for, you will be able to see them in the solutions section. See, I have two solutions, right? Anti-malware and updates. Updates one is still, it's almost there. Also, now if you'll come to the logs section, you will observe that you can query these solutions also. Okay, not yet. Time or something. Okay, now see, you have the updates thing added. Just wait for some time. We'll get some more things here. And there was another thing for the virtual machine. Apart from enabling the updates, now if you will open update management, you will observe that you have option to schedule the updates for this virtual machine. See, you can schedule also. You can add what type of updates you want. Update classifications, same kind of thing which we do in our WSOS or SCCM servers. We can add which updates, add or exclude which updates you want to install, maintenance window, schedule settings, time when you want to install the update. Now, if you want to automate all of this, so for that they have given you the automation account, right? That is, they create automation. That is why they create a automation account if you want to automate it and manage multiple machines. Then change tracking. Okay, we can enable this also now, and now it will use a existing storage account which got created when I enabled the update management. Okay, automation accounts are not there in this module, but come to the automation account section, and that is your automation account, right? And you will be able to observe the inventory and change tracking. You can perform update management from here, and you can create runbooks here. Runbooks are just PowerShell scripts, PowerShell and Python scripts, right? You can define what kind of runbook you want, PowerShell or Python, and you can create your scripts and you can make them run. You can schedule them. You will have option of scheduling here. Okay. 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 So you want to go for a small break and then continue?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll take 10 minutes.
Okay, fine. Let's continue at 12, right? It's 11:48. Start at 12. Yeah, just taking time. Yeah, I'm still not getting anything here. Okay, fine. So I hope everyone else is back. So that is your change tracking. So any event, any file changes, registry changes, software or Windows service changes will be visible here for your virtual machines on whichever virtual machine we enable this. Okay, and that was your log analytics workspace, and it is just taking, it will take some time, of course, to collect the data and show you some details here also. Okay, right. See, you've got anti-malware assessment. So any kind of threats will be detected by this. Okay, I think we can wait for some time. Solution settings. Anything that you want to manage here? Okay, that was your workspace. Then what else we have? Creating a workspace, connecting the sources, that is your data sources. Then log analytics querying, right? You will query it using the table name and the columns name. Done with that. And finally, we have a service called Network Watcher. Okay. So Network Watcher is, you can say it is a network monitoring tool, right? So basic network monitoring tool to check whether one VM can communicate another VM or any other IP address, right? So let's come here and also one more thing, the network watcher is a regional service, right? Regional service means that there is only one network watcher per region. So let's say if you have already created the virtual machine in East US, so automatically the network watcher of that particular region will be enabled, right? So let's come to network watcher. You can see it here also. and enable it. It's written here partially enabled because it is enabled only for my West US and East US. West US because I did something earlier, and it is enabled for East US since we have some virtual machines created there. So need not enable or disable it manually. They are done automatically. Okay. Now the best use here, maybe for those who are in kind of designing, who want to see the architecture, how one thing is connected to another. So this might be a solution for you. Although this is not a very best solution, I'll say, but somewhere you can use it to define this. It will show you the connection of only, you can say connections of only a single virtual network. How many subnets are there, right, in that virtual network? How many subnets are there? And then the network interfaces connected to those subnets, the virtual machines or the public IPs connected to those subnets, right? So you can see this topology, and you can also download this if you want on your local machine. This is an SVG file, right? You can open it in Explorer. Okay. Then you can use it to monitor your connection from any one machine to another machine. All right. Okay. So you want to monitor connection from this subscription, this machine, destination machine is, let's say, VM2. You want to check port number 80, find any source port or probing interval. So this machine will communicate to HCL VM2 at port number 80. You can also define the advanced settings for the source, and we click on add. If there will be any issue, this connection monitor will tell you what is the issue, why you cannot connect to that virtual machine. Here, if you'll observe, you can also connect to virtual machine and another resource group. So there is no foundation here. It takes some time. You have network performance monitor to manage the performance for your network, your virtual networks, your virtual machines. Okay, again, you're connecting it to workspace. That's another solution, right? And this is going to take some time. Okay, till that time, come to the diagnostic tools which we have. So I have IP flow verified. This will verify currently whether you can connect one machine to the another virtual machine. Like I will add the IP address. Now this will tell you just right now whether the connection is there or not. If the connection is there, it will tell you because of which connection is establishing. If you cannot establish the connection, it will give you the reason why you cannot establish the connection. Access allowed, and the access is allowed because there is a HTTP rule which I created in this network security group, because of which this virtual machine can communicate to this virtual machine at port number 80. So likewise, you can check I'm just trying this. Internet. Again, same rule. Also, this will now let's say that you have to reach till 8.8.8.8. So you can find using the next hop, that which is the next hop using which your connection or traffic is able to reach to this destination IP. This will tell you about the routing tables. Let's say you have customized your routing table, right? So this will tell you if the connection, which is you, whatever connection you are checking here, is it because of the default route table which is configured by Azure, or is it a customized route table which you have made? So right now, see, the next hop type is internet in case of this IP 8.8.8.8, and the route table getting uses a system route. If I type the IP of the virtual machine, let's find the next hop. Where does it? Where does the connection actually goes? See, here the next hop type is my virtual network, because actually they both are part of the same virtual network. And again, they are using the default. So you have these two tools here you can use to verify the access. And I think our both the deployments are complete. There is a connection monitor which I created for two virtual machines. Should be running, cannot query. I think it is still okay to start. Fail state. I think network project connection. Query connection under. Okay, let's wait for a few minutes. It might take some time to come up. Same with my network performance monitor. Okay, you can monitor it using the logs. Right? Network monitoring, log analytics, workspace. Okay, it's like a solution, right? Like we added the solutions of the update management and the change tracking. This is also one of the solutions. Then we have effective security rules. So I think we might have seen this option earlier also. So which virtual machine you want to see the effective security rules which are getting applied on it. That's a network launcher. You can see the topology. We can verify the tell you the any NSG rule which is allowing or denying the connection. Next up will tell you any route table which is allowing or denying the connect. Sorry, will tell you the next hop here, and then we have VM diagnostics as well. This is taking some. Okay, I think we have already seen this. You have the VPN troubleshoot. So if you have configured gateway and you have configured VPN connection, so you can use VPN troubleshoot to troubleshoot any VPN connection. Then you have packet capture. So just like okay, these were the earlier ones, you can delete these. So packet capture, I'm sure you people are aware about Wireshark, right? Or if you have heard about Microsoft Message Analyzer, which can be used to capture the network packets, right? The inbound and outbound packets which are flowing through your network or a particular machine. Just like that, here I can run a packet capture on a virtual machine, and then I can keep that capture packet. VM1. I can keep it in a storage account, or I can also keep it on my local machine. I can provide a path here. And I will specify which storage account to keep it in. So I'm going with the default 103 RG diagnostics. You can define these parameters, how many maximum bytes per packet should be there, maximum bytes per session, and the time limit of this capture. You can also filter the IP addresses and port numbers based on which you want to capture. So I'll go with the default for now, and I'm running it on HCL VM1, and the captured packet will be stored. The captured file will be stored in the storage account. Okay. Okay. This will take some time to run the capture, and then we will be able to see the file in the storage account. Trouble. Added. That is not created. Okay, so this is not working right now. None of them is running. Okay, anyways, let's wait for a few minutes. Let's see if this works. We also have connection troubleshoot. Again, we can check why the connection is not happening between two different machines. Or you can also use the application gateways depending on your virtual machine. You want to check what is the source application gateway or is it a virtual machine? Okay, just a second. Which subscription are we working on? Okay. Connection troubleshoot. Yeah, now I'm getting it. This is also the kind of IP verify. There is some problem. So from HCL VM1, it says I cannot connect to HCL VM2. Why is
Chavi, you are
connection
not
from the
audible.
name access address.
Chavi, you are not audible.
I'm not audible.
Yeah, now it is
Hello.
okay. Now
Okay.
it is okay.
Okay. Okay. Now my virtual machine is not running. No, they are running. I didn't stop them. See, now it is adding the packet capture. I think earlier there was a problem with the subscription I selected. Maybe let's see. come to the dashboard, come to the storage account, and open the storage account, containers, and you will observe that there is a network watcher logs in this with this path can be quite long. Right, I ran the packet capture for this virtual machine on this particular date. Okay, so this, okay, that's your capture file. You download this file and you open it in your network watch in your Wireshark, and you can analyze it the same way you analyze your, if you use Wireshark in on-premises, it will be exactly the same. And my connection, this is still taking time. Okay, anyways, we're almost done here. Then you also have NSD flow logs, right? This will give us information about any ingress or egress IP traffic through the network security group, right? You can, okay, nice. So you will get a bit of detailed information when using connection troubleshoot. Status is unreachable. Why am I not able to reach? Information about next hop. Okay, so you can use it to check topology. Network watcher, and we were doing the NSD flow logs. Then it will okay, right? So I think earlier also I was getting a problem with subscription thing. So just make sure you are on the right subscription, and you just have to enable the flow logs of your NSD network security group, and in which storage account do you want to store the logs and for how long you want to retain them. And the charges, again, nobody asked what is the charge here. So the charges are only for your storage again, right? Just like we had it in log analytics, right? You want to keep any traffic analytics information, any visualization from Azure, and click on save. That's it. So we will also be able to see the logs folder now in my system generating. Now all the logs from your network security group will be stored in, okay, in this storage account. So you can keep it as long as you want. Okay, which storage account did I selected? Yeah, I forgot that. Storage 141. Take some time for the file to get created. Okay, that was your network watcher. And we saw the connection troubleshoot option, whether connectivity is there between the source VM and destination, identify any issues, possible hops are also displayed. We saw that here. It is also displaying the hops as well. Latency will be there, minimum, maximum, and average. And we can use the graphical to see the design. That's it. That was your sixth module.